What's going on, everyone? Coach Aaron here, back in another video. In this video today, we're going to break down some of the updated rules from USAPL, USA Powerlifting, because now that they're out of the IPF and they can do things on their own, they've made a number of changes. For now, they made an intermediate update to the rulebook with 8 different changes. We're not going to go over all 8 of them, but we're going to go over some of the main points that you should know as a lifter, coach, meet director, referee, and so on. So let's get right into it. We're going to go from top to bottom of what they have at the bottom of the rulebook, and I'll link the rulebook, and then you can also see in the screenshots what I'm talking about. And the first one is going to be a quick and easy one. It's going to be the formula they use, which used to be the GL points or good lift points the IPF used, because the IPF had their own formula that they developed, and then all the affiliates have to use it. But now they're not part of the IPF, they can go use whatever formula they want. So USAPL decided to now use the DOTS formula, which is a little bit based off of the Wilks formula, but it's updated with like a better, equation, and then using the newer data. And so a lot of people kind of see DOTS as like the best out of everything out there. So that's why USAPL went with that. So now when it comes to, like best lifter at a local meet or qualifying for the Arnold and things like that, the DOTS formula is what's going to be used instead of that good lift formula. All right, number 2 is going to be the approved list. And this is the big change, something that people have been complaining about for a while, is that there used to be, or there currently still is, an IPF approved list of brands and equipment that you can wear. So you have to go to the approved list, look for the brand, and then see which specific piece of equipment is allowed or not allowed for IPF competitions. And since USAPL was part of the IPF, for national level meets and higher, they were enforcing the IPF approved list, and then for local level meets, it was open to just meeting the specifications. But now that they're not part of the IPF, they're ditching the IPF approved list, and for the raw side, they're keeping it just has to match the technical specifications. So you can't just wear any kind of singlet or knee sleeve, whatever you want, but it is going to open up to a lot more singlets, belts, knee sleeves, and so on, because they're going to fall into the technical specifications as far as like what materials allowed and then the size dimensions. So you just want to make sure you're looking through the USAPL rulebook for whatever item you're looking for, like let's say knee sleeves, and then making sure it's the correct material as far as like non-supported neoprene, and then the thickness and the width and all that kind of stuff like that. Then it opens it up to these other brands that are not on the IPF approved list. On the equip side, they're going to develop a USAPL approved list, because when it comes to shirts and suits and stuff like that, then it can be a lot more variable as far as like what materials allowed as far as single ply and multi-ply, and then within single ply what kind of material, and then how it's designed and everything like that. So they want to be like a little bit more restrictive on the equip side, since these little changes can have a big effect on strength. So for now, they are following the IPF approved list until they come up with their own USAPL approved list that has all the different brands and pieces of equipment that fall into their technical specifications. I don't expect them to have people submit stuff or charge a fee or anything like that like the IPF does, and I think USPA even does, but it's just going to be like, okay, these things we know are approved, and so that when we are doing equipment check as a referee, or if you as a lifter want to know what to buy, then you can look at that list and easily know what's going to be allowed and what's not going to be allowed. So now you as a lifter, when you go to any USAPL meet, you don't have to worry about an IPF approved list. If any meet director referee says that to you, then you can just reference this part of the updated rulebook to them and show that USAPL is stating is no longer an IPF approved list that they're following, then just needs to meet technical specifications for the raw side. And just as a quick note, as far as equipment, the one brand that is still banned is going to be metal, just because of things the owner had said that the USAPL went and banned it completely, and the IPF said there was some kind of transition period before it's going to get banned for IPF meets, and so USAPL is maintaining that, and so no metal equipment is going to be allowed. Next, we're going to jump over to point number 4, and this should be a quick one as well, and that's going to be the updated weight classes. And the reason why I say that is because USAPL said this months ago that they're going to update the weight classes, and they did in fact update the weight classes starting January 1st, and that's what we've already been using for meets. But they just went and added it to the rule books, and now people know that the old weight classes are gone, and these are the new weight classes for people to reference. There are 11 female weight classes and 12 male weight classes for the regular age divisions, and then for the youth age divisions, there's some extra weight classes in there as well. So you want to go and look at the table, and then go look for whichever division, and whether you're female or male, what weight classes there are. They are much more similar now, because they're going back to the old traditional weight classes when before the IPF switched them, and a lot of them overlap as far as whether you're female or male, there's going to be the same weight class. It's just when it comes to the bottom end weight classes and then the top end weight classes, they vary a little bit, and of course the youth is going to vary. Another big change that I've heard people complain about for years is point number 7, is going to be that t-shirts are now optional for deadlift. A long time ago, they used to have it where the women had to wear t-shirts for deadlift, but the men could take it off for deadlift. And then IPF went and changed the rule and said for both men and women, everyone has to wear a t-shirt so that it's even, and that everyone knows for squat, bench press, and deadlift, every single person has to wear a t-shirt under the singlet. Now, since USAPL is on their own, they went and changed it and said that for both men and women, now the t-shirt is optional for deadlift. So you still have to wear it for squat and bench press since you're in contact with the bar or you're in contact with the bench on those two lifts. But for deadlift, then you don't have to worry about it. So you can take your shirt off. And that was something they announced, a month or so ago, right before the high school and collegiate nationals. And so people have already been for that meet and then for local level meets taking off their shirts for deadlift. So that's another big change that people have been wanting for a number of years. So those are the major changes we're going to cover in this video. If you have any questions about the other changes, you can drop a comment down below. And then I have the link to the rule book in the description below in case you want to go look at all the changes. And then we'll see what other changes come up down the line, since there may be other major changes or even just small changes coming as they continue to correct the rule book and take out all the IPF stuff and then make whatever changes they want now that USAPL is on their own. And if you like this video, be sure to drop a like down below. And then if you want to check out any other videos from me, then you have these different playlists I have on squat, bench press, deadlift, and also a generic one for powerlifting tips. I'll catch you guys in that next video.